ATA for walking out of my in-laws with my daughter and leaving my husband behind because they all ganged up on me to name our son one of the family names. My husband, 32M, and I, 31F, have been married for 5 years. We have a 2-year-old daughter together, and I'm expecting our son in a few months. When we met, he told me there were some family names for the boys that everyone was encouraged to use, and he didn't want to. I told him I hated the idea of being obligated to name my kids after other people, so that worked for me. He mostly goes by his middle name too, because he felt like it allowed him his own identity instead of being another Tim in the family. We had no issues naming our daughter a non-family name. But a few weeks after we found out we were having a boy this time, and we had started making a list of names we liked, he started switching things up on me and saying we should pick one of the 3 family names. I told him I wasn't okay with that, and he was like, come on, it's not a big deal, and even if you don't like them, it makes everyone else happy. I asked him why the sudden switch up, and he said it was to make his family happy. And I asked him was he willing to do that at the expense of me being unhappy, and he said no. But then he asked what we could pair those names with to make it okay, and he started suggesting middle names for those 3 as first names to try and change my mind. This continued for weeks, and I told him we needed a break from baby names before we started outright fighting over this. He apologized and agreed to stopping the name talk for a few weeks. When we went back to it, he started suggesting names for our list that I just thought were awful and would never use. They were so unlike the names already on our list. And then he was like, the family names aren't so bad now, and I said the answer to them was still no. I suggested we could use them as middle names if he really wanted to, and he said we could easily use a name we love as a middle name and use the family names first. Then we were at his family's house a couple of weekends ago to celebrate his niece's birthday. It was a low-key thing and just dinner. But it turned into a shit show of everyone ganging up on me and asking why I was against the family names and could I honestly think of better names. I was told the names we liked were just okay, and some were downright awful, but these 3 family names were amazing, fabulous, full of charm and other compliments that I felt went a bit over the top with how much emphasis was put on them basically being the 3 best boys' names to ever exist ever. My husband was joining in with them, and I was being told that I acted like giving birth made me the more important parent and how it should matter what they and my husband want. That I can suck it up and deal with it to make him and them happy. How is this as a boy he should get priority in naming him? And that I'm so selfish for trying to break this wonderful family tradition. By that point I was just done with it, and I took my daughter and went home leaving my husband there. He was upset when he got home and asked me why I left him behind and why I stormed out like that in the first place. I told him that they all ganged up on me, so why would I stay? And I told him he wasn't being a very good or supportive husband right now and that I wasn't in the mood to act like things were perfectly fine. He apologized since, but his family are saying I made him apologize when he didn't need to and I acted childishly, and I'm blowing things up over a name which seems unfair. They even said it's not like it's a single name because I have 3 to choose from, which is better than some families offer. I feel like they make it sound worse and worse to me. Like there's rules around naming babies or something. My husband and I still are working through stuff. But ADA?